Okay. Hello everyone. We are going to present about the setting and point of view from the story Rules of the Game by Amy Tan. First, we will introduce ourselves. We are from Group 7 and our members are me, Iriffana Nadialhaq, and there are my friends, Mimati Maheswari, Fayiz Hasliana, Alvia, Rahma, and Isma Putri. And we are going to the next slide. The first is the settings of times. This story takes place during the Waverly John Mimi's childhood and adolescence, and it is set in the mid 1950s. And it is stated in the text that I said I was born on March 17, 1951. I'm sorry. And the next is one of the events in the story happened at Christmas because they were attending the annual Christmas party, and it is stated on the text too. My older my older brother, Vincent, was the one who actually got the chess set. We had gone to the annual Christmas party held at the First Chinese Baptist Church at the end of the alley. And another settings of time in the story was on cold afternoon day in spring. It is also stated in the text on a cold spring afternoon while walking home from school, I detoured through the playground and the end of our alley. And the next slide will be explained by my friends. Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Maheswari and I will continue for the next slide. I will explain about the settings of the places. So the story rules of the game took places. The first one is on the Waverly Place. It's stated on the text that we lived on Waverly Place in a warm, clean two-bedroom flat that sat above a small Chinese bakery specializing in steamed pastries and dim sum. And the next, it took place on the playground. It stated that on a cold spring afternoon, while walking home from school, I detoured through the playground at the end of our alley. And the next, it took place on the character's room. It's stated that I walked into my room, closed the door, and lay down on my bed. And the next is it took places on a shop. It stated that one day after we left the shop, I said under my breath, I wish you wouldn't do that, telling everybody I'm your daughter. Next, please. And the next one, it took places at the church, which is the First Chinese Baptist Church at the end of the LA. And the last one, it took place at San Francisco's Chinatown. It stated that my mother imparted her daily truth so she could help my older brothers and me rise above our circumstances. And it stated that we lived in San Francisco's Chinatown. For the next slide will be explained by my friends.
Next is setting atmosphere. Uh, Here, the main character is explained that she was laughing as they here means she with her friends, and they were laughing and scampered across the alley and hid in the entryway grotto of the China Gem Company, and her heart was pounding with hope that he wouldn't chase them. It meant that they were laughing when they were playing, and her heart was pounding because it was filled with happiness.
Okay, for next, this story uses many stressful situations, like in this proof from the text, but I found it difficult to concentrate at home. This shows that Waverly tends to have an atmosphere where it is hard for her to concentrate and be alone. In addition, it must have been stressful to be the only girl beside her mom in this household and to have such a high expectation in the community with chess. Okay, for other reason, things could be stressful for Waverly is that she needs to live up to her family's name. Waverly considers this when she says, if I lost, I would bring shame on my family. Losing games will have the complete Chinese community feeling let down. All of this over one girl's head has a heavy load of stress. Okay, next.
Okay, now here on the left, we have on the day after we left a shop, I said under my breath, I wish you wouldn't do that, telling everybody I'm your daughter. And by this text alone, we could see that Waverly was fighting with her mother. They were angry to each other, and the tension was rising between them. And after they were fighting, after they were fighting, Waverly ran away from home, and the text on the right actually after she ran away from home, and the tension between among her family was rising because of her. About time you got home, said Vincent. Boy, are you in trouble? Her brother thought she was in trouble because she ran away from home. And on the dinner table, they are also quiet because she ran away from home.
Okay, next we will talk about the point of view of this story. So this story actually used the first person or the first point of view. As we can see on this slide, I was 6 when my mother taught me the art of invisible strength. So the author used the first person or the first point of view. We can assume here that Waverly actually tells her story from her point of view, making her the central narrator of this story. And it actually helped us sympathize with her predicament and feel her pain. So we are actually at the end of our presentations. And that's all from us, Group 7. And thank you for your nice attention.